Now, in my personal opinion, do I think the bike industry is gonna fall apart in 2023? And what do I think the future of the bike industry looks like?
Hey there, we're Hannah and Mel and we live in a converted Sprinter van. Recently we were down in Florida having a warm winter, breaking in our new van, and most importantly, avoiding winter. However, recently we came back up to Kentucky to check out the RV show before dropping off our Sprinter van with our van builder to get the last stages of the build done. Luckily we had a rental van to drive around these next few weeks, which would also be filled with cold weather. In this video, we fill you in on all of this while also answering a big question going around, and that is the bike industry in trouble in 2023? Let's find out.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is freezing right now. We actually were woken up to the cold. That's how cold it was. Some of you guys might be wondering, why don't you guys have a heater? We do have a heater. However, last night we were running low on fuel. We went to the gas station to fill up and the pumps were closed for the night. And we were like, you know what? Let's just fill up. We'll just sleep here and fill up in the morning. Unfortunately, we completely blanked and we didn't think that our heater actually runs on the fuel and has a sensor. So we're getting an error code about the fuel supply. So that's why the heater shut off at night, and now we are feeling that cold. To warm ourselves up right now, we made some coffee. The coffee was amazing. Definitely warmed us up a ton. We just got a French press. This is actually our first time using it in the van, and we have Spatty's coffee. What are you trying to research right there?
At a gas station.
We're actually about to drop off the van at our van builder. It's actually going for the final stages. We actually picked the van up a little bit early and there were some things that they still need to crank out. And this will be the final stages of it. So we are super stoked. However, also a little bit concerned because this is the weather out here. If you guys can look out there, it is as cold as it looks. And because our van builder is in Cincinnati, Ohio, we're gonna be getting an Airbnb in Louisville, Kentucky with our friends.
It definitely would be nice if we were here during the summer or if it just were a tad warmer. We are in the heart of winter, but it is cool at the same time because we've never spent like an extended period of time in a place that actually experiences winter. See if one day we'd ever be okay with having a house in a place that does get cold. So far, we aren't the biggest fans, but at the same time, it is a good experience for us. If you guys can hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, it really does help us out a lot. And let's get on with the video. Oh, look, we're already here.
I'm pretty sure that's our hearse.
I think that might be ours.
And you guys remember this guy. How you doing, Steve?
Yep, I'm good. Back at it again. So we're here just to do some final touches on the Mo and Hannah build. So any little detail that we have to finish is what we're doing now. So
awesome. And you guys got a lot of van builds cranking out.
Yeah, we got another Ford Transit high roof here. We're getting ready to do for another lady. And
when's the ice cream tiny house going to be done?
The ice cream tiny house, still getting the floor plan ready on that, and hopefully we can have that thing ready for the spring because who doesn't like ice cream? So
we do love this thing, but that hearse, look how clean that looks.
Yeah, that's a color combo you don't always see. That's actually going to Canada.
Really?
So, yep. I know we got it kind of packed in here right now, but they just bought 3 cars and. Yep, that's a little odd combination, but maroon and silver. All
right, so we're saying bye to our van.
Take that box.
Hello to our new van, but we're not living out of this thing.
So this is what we're moving into. Well, not moving, we got an Airbnb, but this is gonna be our vehicle for the next week or so. All right, you guys, we have a serious issue. It is the next day. We dropped our van off and we woke up, we went outside to our rental car and it is completely iced over. We gotta call some people from Kentucky and figure out what to do.
Be careful, drive slow, don't slam your brakes on, don't panic. If you start sliding, you just let off the gas. You don't put brakes on. Putting brakes on makes you slide.
Oh man. Okay, well, if you don't hear from us...
You'll be fine. It's perfectly fine. You'll be fine.
We're gonna try and figure this out. I still don't feel too comfortable driving. I know, once again, you guys are probably gonna roast us in the comment section. Literally never had ice to deal with.
Are you driving so slow?
I'm gonna be driving very slow. People are probably going to be thinking there's a grandma in this car.
People are driving like normal speed. It's so weird.
This probably isn't that crazy to them.
No, it's not.
Finally made it to our favorite bike shop, Louisville, Kentucky. And look at this place, guys. This place has transformed. formed. Actually recently became a nuke-proof dealer, and they also recently picked up Pivot, which is insane. And they also have Yeti. When we first met them, they were only working with Ibis, but look at how many bikes they actually have in stock. Man, myth, and legend himself, Sean M+1. What are you doing?
Stop.
What?
No, turn me off.
Everyone loses their hair at some point, Sean. Did you think we were going to make it here with all that snow and frost on our window?
Some Mo called me about 3 days ago. There's probably 1/4 of an inch of snow on the ground. He calls me, they're texting me, woke me up, and they're like, hey, wake up, you gotta get up. And he's like, well, should we drive? I'm like, yeah, the roads are fine. We're not driving. We're not going anywhere. I'm working. Everybody's going about their lives, and they're like sitting in their little. Were you in your house?
The Airbnb.
They would not leave. They would not leave because he had like maybe just a millimeter of ice.
If you guys need anything, because he has so many brands in stock right now, phone number right here. He takes care of friends of the channel. All right, you guys. So definitely want to talk about something. We have been loving our time here in Louisville, Kentucky. Unfortunately, it is insanely cold. The weather has not been cooperating. Hopefully it gets a little bit warmer. We should currently be in Baja, California. However, because we have to get a little bit of extra work done on this van, it looks like we are going to be heading straight from here to the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival. Really excited for the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival because it is our favorite festival. We're going to be doing some group rides there. Obviously, we have our group ride on Saturday at 10 a.m. We do that every year. So if you guys want to ride with us, that is your opportunity. We're going to be giving away so many things at the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival this year. Now, with all of that being said, I do want to address something, and that's all of this talk about the bike industry being in trouble in 2023. If you do a simple YouTube search, you'll probably see a ton of these videos with a ton of views as well. It's definitely a topic that's on a lot of people's mind, and figured we would address it on here really quick because we did address it on our podcast. Yes, we do have a podcast. We're super stoked for that. We'll actually put a link in the description. We actually sat down with an owner of M+1 Bikes, this bike shop right here, and we talked about this stuff in great detail, and he gave us a bike shop owner's perspective on the bike industry in 2023. So if you want to listen to that, it's available anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. Now, my personal opinion, and you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, both Hannah and I used to work in bike shops, and then we transitioned into YouTube. So we have a good understanding of the bike industry, both from a sales perspective and also from a working with companies perspective, kind of seeing the behind the scenes. We used to ride for Ibis Cycles, which is a more traditional bike company that goes through bike shops, and that's how they do their sales. And now we work with Fazari. We love working with Fazari, and they're on a more direct-to-consumer model. So we kind of have all of these different perspectives into the bike industry. And yes, we've heard a lot of rumors. We've talked to a lot of companies, CEOs and owners, and also a lot of bike shop owners. And my perspective on how the bike industry is doing in 2023, I think the last few years were insane for the bike industry. Sales definitely went through the roof. I think we all saw the booms, and with the booms came product shortages. It was definitely tougher to get a bike over those last few years, and you definitely did not see as many sales. Now, coming into 2023, everything definitely has slowed down quite a bit, and you guys have probably noticed that there are a lot of sales going on. You're also starting to see some layoffs across the board, and it's definitely leading a lot of people to kind of have these opinions. Man, is the bike industry going to fall apart? Our company's going to go completely out of business? In my personal opinion, what's going on? I just think that there's a market correction right now. Obviously, sales and the bike industry were booming the last few years, and it definitely was exceptional. I think it was a really good thing for the sport. You saw so many riders, you saw so many bike brands get an opportunity to be successful that may not have otherwise had that opportunity, and you definitely saw a lot of people being introduced to the sport. Unfortunately, that did come at a cost. Those are probably some of the more expensive years if you were in the market for a new bike. You definitely probably weren't seeing that much of a discount if you were on the consumer end. And that was simply because, I mean, there wasn't enough product to go around. There was a lot of shortages out there. You probably had a long wait time for your bike. But it also was one of those times where I feel like you had two types of customer service. You had companies that just kind of did what they normally do, and they provided great customer service. And you also had some companies that may have cut some corners. However, during that period, I think that there was such a shortage on bikes and components that people would kind of put up with maybe a lack of customer service. However, coming into this slower year, obviously everything has started to slow down quite a bit. What you're probably going to start noticing is those companies that provided amazing customer service, I think they're going to be a-okay. I think it's one of those things that if you provide good customer service and you take care of your customers, no matter how sales are, I think you are going to have returning customers. You're going to have people that want to support you, and I think you are starting to notice that currently. I mean, when we're talking to Sean, he's our friend with this bike shop, he's saying the same exact thing. He says this has actually been one of his busiest months, and he's the type of person that prides himself on great customer service. And also talking to some of the companies that we work with, it's the same exact thing. They provide amazing customer service. They take care of their customers. Obviously, it's not going to be as crazy as it was during those last few years. However, I can't stress that word. I just think that companies are going to have to provide that good customer service to kind of get through this slower period. Now, in terms of the product shortages, obviously you're starting to see a lot of companies with a product surplus. And I think what that has to come down to is a lot of these companies actually, when they're doing their ordering, you're doing your ordering for at least 2 to 3 years out. And so because the bike industry was experiencing like this crazy rapid growth, they probably were 2 years ahead in terms of their ordering. And because of everything slowing down a little bit, what you're probably starting to see is all this inventory coming in a time where the bike industry might not necessarily need that inventory. And so obviously that's where you're starting to see a lot of these market corrections or sales. So that means right now there is no better time to be on the consumer end. Obviously you're starting to see deals across the board, and that's only a good thing for the consumer end. So those people who were introduced to the sport during the last few years, I mean, if they're looking to upgrade their bike, once again, you guys, there's no better time to be in the market for a new bike. My personal favorite bike by a company that we're riding right now, the Fazzari Delano Peak Comp with top-of-the-line DVO suspension, is actually on sale for, I want to say it's like right around $3,500 or $3,600. Basically, it's about $200 or $300 off, and that is a full carbon frame with top-of-the-line DVO suspension and a solid build kit. So yeah, once again, right around that $3,500 price point for a full carbon bike top-of-the-line suspension. Just goes to show you that there's deals to be had across the board. Now, in my personal opinion, do I think the bike industry is going to fall apart in 2023? And what do I think the future of the bike industry looks like? I don't think I can stress good customer service enough. Once again, I think that if you were a company that during the last few years you had good customer service and you took care of your customers, I don't think those customers are leaving your side in the next 1 to 2 years. I think those companies have developed a very loyal customer base, and I think that if you take care of your people, they'll take care of you. And I feel like that whole relationship is going to be good. Obviously, there might be some more deals to be had, especially right now with so much inventory on hand. However, if you're a cyclist and you're addicted to bikes, you're going to want to upgrade your bike, or you're going to end up wanting like the new latest and greatest or technology. So you're still going to be in the market. You may just score a better deal on a bike right now. Where I think it's going to start to take effect is that, number one, I don't think people are going to be putting up with bad customer service. So you're definitely going to have to be on your A game in terms of customer service. And also, I think the product that you put out has to be something you actually believe in. I don't think you're going to be getting away putting a bad product out in 2023. I think companies are really going to have to think about what they put out before they actually put it out. And yeah, once again, I just feel like there's no better time to be a cyclist. There's just so many awesome bikes to choose from and so many awesome components to choose from. And the component keeps getting better, and their prices also become more affordable. And you're starting to see SRAM GX and SRAM NX. And yeah, once again, I just feel like going into 2023, you got to have good customer service, you have to have a good product, and you got to be competitive in this day and age. And I do feel like there will be a market correction. Everything ebbs and flows. You're going to have slow periods like this. And once again, I think coming into the summertime, I personally think everything is going to pick back up and we're going to get back on track. But yeah, I am curious, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Until next time, you guys, stay warm and travel awesome. Ew.